Hello everyone, have you ever thought that the cloud is like a medieval castle? With lots of precious treasures inside, meaning your data. There are guards, meaning security measures. There are gates, meaning authentication. And there's a moat, like a firewall. Of course, you wouldn't leave the gates open for thieves to come in and take your confidential information, right? If the cloud isn't secure, it's like leaving the gates wide open, allowing hackers or digital thieves to break in and steal things at any time. But do you know that what a castle fears most isn't external enemies, but insiders? If a saboteur inside the castle, like an internal employee, messes with permissions and takes away confidential documents, then it's a disaster. That's why cloud security is extremely important. So how can you ensure that your digital castle won't be robbed? It's simple. You need to have multiple layers of defense. Just like ancient castles had moats, strongholds, secret passwords, hidden passages, and tactical plans. That means, for cloud security, you need to have multiple defense strategies. Let's break it down together. First, you need to encrypt. When the emperor needed to send important documents, he would use codes. If you don't encrypt, what if the information falls into the hands of spies? Encryption means that only designated people can decode it, storing the data in a locked treasure box. As for the data being transmitted, it's like giving it to a courier who must know the code to receive the message. Next, there's identity verification. Not everyone can enter the palace to see the emperor, right? You definitely need a password, and maybe even a fingerprint. Or you need to know the secret handshake of the court. How exactly do you do it? Is it with one hand, one finger, or two fingers? This is called the secret handshake of the court. Alright, for the cloud, you need to use multi-factor authentication, like a basic password, and then use a text message for verification. This way, you won't have to worry about thieves getting in and randomly stealing your data. Next, we also need access control, which is like the VIP list of the court. Not every palace maid or eunuch can enter the emperor's private chamber, right? It's the same with the cloud. You grant access based on identity to ensure who can enter, who cannot, and what actions they can or cannot perform. Next, we have the firewall, which is like the moat. A castle has a moat, so enemies can't just swim across randomly. And in the cloud, the firewall is essentially for defending against enemy attacks. It's like the watchtower of a castle, where soldiers can shoot arrows to prevent others from invading. Next, we need to have monitoring. The emperor would send spies to monitor any unusual activities inside and outside the city, and it's the same with the cloud. The monitoring system will help you detect hackers if there are any anomalies. Then, we need to have backups. If the castle burns down, do you have a way to recover the Emperor's precious treasures and documents? Of course, you do. You need to have proper backups. In the cloud, regular backups are necessary. So if something goes wrong, at least you can recover some important data. Finally, it's about the tactical plan for responding to incidents at the castle. If bandits attack the castle, what will you do? Will you counterattack immediately? Or will you have a plan before responding? Cloud security is like needing an incident response plan. We need to be prepared to quickly identify problems, then block the intrusion, and also ensure that we can recover quickly, bringing the castle back to normal. What is the greatest risk to your castle? Not every castle is invulnerable. Do you know what the most common vulnerability is? It's incorrect security assumptions, like not clearly distinguishing the security responsibilities between cloud service providers and users. A hacker stole the password, leading to a data breach. Accidentally deleting data with no way to recover it. A DDoS attack causing the website to crash. Internal sabotage. Or not following legal regulations, leading to fines. Have you noticed that defending a castle requires a comprehensive approach? Cloud security is the same, whether it's hackers, system errors, or internal threats. They all need to be defended against. Alright, that's it for this episode. Cloud security is like an ancient castle. If you want to protect your digital assets, make sure to put in the effort to defend them well. Encryption, authentication, firewalls, backups, and monitoring are all necessary. If you don't want to be hacked, you must have a plan and a strategy. Alright. I hope everyone learned something new today. If you liked this episode, remember to subscribe, and you can also leave a comment to let us know which part you liked the most. See you next time. And remember to protect your digital castle. I got